Today we're going to be playing some Plumard vampires. Reason why is Plumard did get buffed. It's 5 power instead of 4 now. Its bonded effect's always been kind of interesting, but the low value on just if you didn't have bonded kind of held it back. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine a lot of the ideas from the old Solano Harpy decks, where you spam those out with things like Troubadours and things like Mushy Truffle and Betsy. We're going to combine those with the Plumards and, just have some fun seeing how if we can get some big Plumard bleeds out there. The basic idea here is the Plumard bonded effect is kind of like Feast for Blood, I think is the neutral one. Or Undying Thirst, actually. I think it's Undying Thirst, where you get a bunch of bleeding and the flutters get massive. So that's the idea here, and we're also going to try and make some use of other cards that don't always see play. So for the most part, just some consistency, Heat Wave, just your standard control vampire-y stuff. We're going to play the buffed Riptide, because I think every Monsters X can play buffed Riptide. Then we have Heat Wave, we talked about. Truffle, Betsy, just some stuff to replay. Then we have Protoflutter. I really want to play Protoflutter in this. I think ideally you probably fit in maybe Morwood as another upper range card, but Protoflutter combos really well with the bonded effects on the Plumards, because you can put a whole bunch of bleeding out and then play the Protoflutter to do that. We've got some Toad Prints, a little more control, some stuff in here, the Purify, the Flutters themselves, Necrorat. We're running 1 Vanguard and the 2 Highwaymen. We're playing a bonded deck, so it should help with some consistency. And I like having the 1 Vanguard, I think, here. And then we have the Plumards, 2 Garkins, and the Troubadours. I think you can swap out a Garkin for a Squirrel or a Peller if you want. I think we already have the Purify covered with Queen, so maybe a Squirrel. But this is the deck idea. We just want to play a bunch of Plumards and get value on our Flutters overall. We'll go in more depth into the cards later at the end of the video, but for now, let's get into some games. Father Hunters playing some Bounty. This is rather unfortunate. Bounty's really good against us because of the control and because we spawned 1 power copies of stuff, so this is going to be something of an issue. Probably a large issue, but we'll see what we can do. I predict this will be rather difficult, though. We have 2 of these. We don't have a Plumard to play from hand, but this could replay. Her armor could block. I don't know if we want 2. That's for later. So we could go Operator off the Oniromancy, because we did draw into a Flutter. I think that is our ideal opener here. The one nice thing here is we do go first, which means we're outside of the range of his just killing us with his leader. Although he can probably hit us with something else and kill us. Yep, just like this. He didn't go for it. Interesting. That's interesting. We're going to throw out a Necrorat here. I'm certain this Flutter's going to die at some point, but the good news is now we have a Necrorat with the Veil on it. So we go the next Flutter. It'd also go to 6, probably die. But I think we just want to go for a round here, try and get the Flutters going. It's going to be rough because his short round is pretty good, and our best short round option is going to be with Regis. We don't have too much else. I think we need the last say, though. If we don't last say Regis into, like, Graydon, it's just terrible, obviously. So we did go for the leader there. I do this. What I think we want to do, though, is actually play this. At the moment, he doesn't have a spender. And while he doesn't have a spender, it's best time for us to do this. Because once he gets a spender, this is just going to die. And we'd like to pull out our Highwayman this round. Don't have a Flutter. So what should we do? It doesn't matter the order here that much.
You might have got away had you not been bawling so damn much.
2 of our Highwaymen now. He shouldn't be able to ping those back on top of our deck without a Brawler, and I don't think he's going to have a Brawler necessarily here. It's a Witch Hunter. Trying to deny our bondeds. That's okay. could consume his guy, but I'd rather save the Toad Prince. It's not the best control, but it's something. I'm just gonna play this. I don't want to play it once he has like a Caleb or Witchfinder out or something that puts out a bunch of bounties, because then it just gives him like 5 coins for 1 value of coin spending. So I'd rather use it here, where he might actually do something with it. Well, not do something with it, where he won't get something out of it, really. Let's kill the Necrot. Remember, he did use his leader this round, so that is something. Holding on to his Flutter. I think this is as good a Toad Prince as we're going to get. Otherwise, it's going to take a little bit of time for them to do their stuff. There's a Kurt.
I can't wait to hear your wicked flesh sizzle.
We have 2 choices here. We can either throw down a Flutter and a leader, which we don't think I want to, or we can go for the Queen of the Night, maybe a Purify, or the Bleeding option. Betsy gives us this and this. I'd rather save her. I think we'll just do the Purify. I don't think you'll have another good way to put up bounty. Yeah, so that should do it there. Just have 3 on his leader. Obviously, there's a very good short round with Ignatius and the Brute. Witchfinder. I don't think playing a long round's that good for us either, though. Like, this is not a great deck matchup. 2 Flutters and a Necrot. That makes this round pretty compelling. The best thing that she could do for us is get the Caravan Vanguard, but then we put this back. I don't think she fits with our current hand. I'm gonna go more on the vampires. Do this stuff round 3, hopefully. We can either open Garcane, or we can go Onarmancy on the Incubus and just go for triple Flutters this round. Go triple Flutters. I think that is the wisest choice. Well, not necessarily wisest, probably the best choice. We already have 2, though. We don't really need the Incubus. Just open with this. And then next turn we'll do this. One of the Flutters. Alright, if he's not playing a unit, we do have to go Incubus, though. Okay, so if he's not playing a unit, we do need to get out Bleeding for our Regis. Gonna leader again. He's got 5 coins. That doesn't get him to kill anything yet. Go second Flutter, Necrot, Flutter, Proto Flutter. Our deck's just kind of full of good round 3 stuff at this point. For the most part, there's a Candle. Let's do this. It's a little bit greedier approach here. But if that gets to stick, because he currently doesn't have a bounty or a spender, and in order to really get value, he needs both. Well, that'll do both. What's he pulling? It's fine. So now we can probably get away with a Flutter here. We're going to lose a Flutter this turn, assuming he has a way to put out bounty. But we don't see a Witchfinder. He probably has Caleb. Caleb would be the best thing here. They go down to 4 coins, though, so we don't be able to kill the Necrot. I think he's only got 1 damage on this, right? 2. Teshem Mutt and a Sword. Okay. Just going to kill it like that. That bodes pretty well for us here. I don't think he's gonna have a bounty. If he did that without playing a bounty card, I don't think he has one. I'm wondering if we just go all in here. See, what are we weak to? We're weak to Tall Punish. We get a Tall one off Proto Flutter. Both give 3. I think we just do this. A couple Tall guys. 34 points up. He's gonna need like Ignatius and a good card here. That's not a card he's looking for. This has to be... Like, not even Ignatius is big enough. He needed like Ignatius and a big card. There's the Graydon. No bounties. Alright, GG. I'm glad we won that. I think that round 2 push is really important, because we know that once in like a long round 3, like once we figured out that he didn't have a bounty, we were kind of set, right? Once we knew we couldn't put bounty on our stuff, it makes it really tempting to push for it. Something with Jackpot.
Control the docks, control the city.
Wonder what he's up to. Obviously, we don't want that. 2 Plumard. That does give us bonded. This does find those. It's a Vanguard. The thing with the 2 Plumards is you'd rather draw the Troubadours, because that way Betsy gets her effect. See, this is Golden Necker with Sausage Maker. Nope. It's Madam.
This way. Nothing tickles my tip.
King of Beggars going off there. 9 coins. Use any coin spenders. Our engines do not stick here. If you use a Brawler, we actually don't want to play this. We're going to have to pass this round. We don't have time to set up engines to contest when he can kill our stuff. We don't have a Flutter, so we don't think it can contest this round. Like, can contest this round. We just want to make sure we have Bleeding Out for our Regis. Then we'll play this next turn. Then I think we'll have enough points that a Brawler won't be able to ping them down. Let's do some thinning. Arena Ghoul, that's an interesting choice. Makes me think this is actually a gang deck with Jackpot.
Our path over the earth, by stars in the night sky, is guided.
There's a chance he just passes here, because he thinks we can't catch up effectively. She's probably right. Yeah. Thought he'd do that. You have to give it to him uneven. Alright, there's a Flutter. There's 2 Flutters. That's what we want to see. There's a Riptide. Betsy's not really great, but what we can do is put the Plumards back, then draw them if we need them with her. So Eavesdrop.
Let me shut the door.
Just gonna play this because that's carryover. Has carryover and it sets up bleeding. Here's Viter. Question is, do we actually want to Riptide that? I don't really. I don't want to Riptide that. I think we have to put out a Flutter. I think if we don't put out a Flutter here, he just plays another engine and we look like we're in a bad spot. We might get Philippot here. It was an executioner. That's interesting. Not too sure what's going on here. Obviously, he doesn't have to play a card here. I was keeping this because I wasn't sure if it was an Akarantia deck. Do we drop the Riptide? If we don't, he's going to bounty our Flutter. Let's play this. He goes -2, we go -2. He could get a coin. We have to use this. We don't have to, but I wanted to see if we can keep this guy alive. The Neckarat, because I don't think he's passing yet. Don't want to bleed that. We do have Flighter and we do have Detlef. I think he's just thinning. I guess he's just thinning with engines out. Could go for the Plumard draw off of Betsy. So our hand's so good I don't want to. Thing is, we don't want to play this because we haven't operated yet. Spread more bleeding, I guess. We really want him to pass soon, I think. So we're gonna run out of time. We're gonna have a Flutter we don't want to play. This we don't want to play. I guess we'd have to do Detlef next. Or Betsy and just put the Plumards back. So Captain Yago coming down now. Going big. We might try and Yago pressure us. Scapegoat. Nope. At this point, I don't think there's any way around it. We do have to drop this. He's just developing so much. He's got the coins to threaten. And we get Detlef next. We want to hold this in case he has something. I really don't know what he's playing, to be honest. I guess it's just mid-range Syndicate Jackpot, so he's going to try and win round 3 with Captain Yago. Nothing else makes any sense. I'm going to bleed that roast when I accidentally hit this. Problem here is he can keep bleeding us because the Yago reach is so much that we just have to keep playing no matter what. He doesn't want to bleed us. We are pretty happy with that. Operator is now a dead card, which is unfortunate, but I think we had to play the Flutter. She's just going to keep going. Betsy's not too bad here. So we want Heat Wave, Proto Flutter, probably. Proto Flutter. Don't have a great use for this. This might have been better to keep than this. Is there a bad draw here? Yeah, it's Operator. I think we have enough here. Let's just open with her. I'm not going to play that. Our issue is we don't have the points to match a Yago.
Lots of prior experience. Worked with idiots my whole life.
mean, Caesar got buffed recently too, right? I think we do it. We don't want him we don't want him to have a Caesar play there. I don't know if he does or not, but let's just not risk it. Probably should have put a bleeding there, but didn't really put it on this. Put it out next turn. The Regis isn't getting bigger there. We should have put it out probably, even if it wasn't just on the ship. It might actually be worth doing a case and destroy here. Might actually be worth removing this. Our bleeding does need time to go off. I don't really want to stack it all up and then hit it with Flutter. Or Proto-Flutter. It's a beggar. Kind of hoping I'll let the bleeding kill this. Then we heat wave. Now he's done that, we heat wave this candle. I hope that's his only spender. This is our best chance to win. We hope that was his only spender. If he has another one, we just lose the game, but I think this is our best shot. Okay, he does have one. That's unfortunate. Yeah, he did have the Caesar. So he does have a spender. Obviously we lose this. We had to win round 1 in the end. Without winning round 1, this doesn't... We had to win round 1, but we didn't have a Flutter. So we couldn't match his engines he put out. It's going to be Captain Yago. There he is. Even if we don't Heatwave Candle, we still lose there. Put that back so Betsy can draw it for us. Cycling for our better cards, hopefully. Playing gangs here. Gangs are really annoying as well because they have the pulling the strings. We don't have access to Operator, which is a little unfortunate. We do have a Flutter though. Obviously he doesn't have a unit. He draws 1 because we don't have 2 hand slots. Let's just drop. That's what we want to shuffle back though. Yeah, whatever. We'll drop it. He's getting us pulling the strings online. Want one of these. Put the Necro out back, because a 4-power engine is just going to get seized by pulling the strings next turn. He's going to play like Mutant's Maker or something, get up to the 4 gang tags. He's going to junior that. That is something you can do. It's not that annoying. It's not the worst thing. The problem now is that he has the junior out to get our stuff. Once he gets down to 3 with a Brawler or something, it's going to die. There's the Mutant's Maker. Getting pulling the strings ready. Got a 5 on it. It's a lot. If you play this, he seizes it. What do we want to use Toad Prince on? We could use it, because I'm thinking about using it on Mutants Makers to deny him pulling the strings turn. But I think it's just better to do this. He's going to seize the Necrot. But he can't seize Flutter. There's 6. He could get the Garcane, I guess. I mean, he could hit down with this, then seize it at 6. Doesn't want to.
An outbreak of the clap at the High Rocks Palace. Oh.
So obviously our Flutter is now in danger of being pulling the strings whenever he wants. Which is not good. It's just hitting us for value here. Would we just Sigi round? Not really. If there's 2 gangs, he has nowhere else, so that makes a lot of sense to get rid of. He has to pulling the strings now. He has the 4 tags still. I guess you can get Garcane or the Necrot. We're really just playing around that because that's the annoying card. Yep, obviously you can kill that. Because we don't want him stealing from our graveyard because we want Incubus stuff. And we have Vanguard, which is an 8-point tempo play. He's got Firesworn back now. I think Detlef it's time for Detlef here. We have something that actually puts out a decent amount of points.
If you believe in any gods, pray to them now.
See what he wants to do. 1, 2, 3. He could seize our Flutter if he wants to. I guess he doesn't have it. The pulling the strings. Otherwise he would have done that by now. Killed Betsy, so this really doesn't have too much value outside of using it here. We'll give him a turn to pass if he wants it. So it lets us do if he does play here, we have pretty big Plumard. Potentially, unless he kills our token. He's gonna kill the token? He's gonna go for the pulling the strings. He's going for the pulling the strings, I guess. I mean, he doesn't necessarily have it, but the fact is, like, if you have 2 copies of a bronze like this, there's a really high chance he has it. I've been trying to play around it. He's gonna go poisons. I guess he's just getting coins for this. We do have 6 base power on this guy. Also on this. So also pull our 2 guys out of our deck. Do the death blow here. We'll make sure we take that. Let's put this ahead. It's our Flutter a nice big boost. Goes for a poison. We lose the Flutter. It's annoying. He's up by 20. He's up by more than 20. I think we're just kind of... That's the thing about short round Sigi. The short round Sigi, just like if we... I'm just wondering if there's a way we have to beat it. Because usually if they go short round Sigi collusion, it's the whole goal of the decks to get to that. So we take 1, he takes 2. We need about 20 points. We don't have that in our hand, no matter how we try and think about it. So he got exactly what he wanted there. Won the long round with the Novigrad coin generation. He's going to have coins carrying over to round 2 and 3 from that. He has a short round Siki. Don't need this anymore, really. That is what card we're looking for. Do have a lot of good stuff in our deck still. Sure, go Mutant's Maker. We want to Oniromancy because we haven't used it yet. Question, what would he do with it? It would be for something to give out bleeding. Grab this. This does a lot. Let's just set up a potential engine if he wants to go for it while putting us ahead on tempo. If he wants to go for this round, I mean, we have an engine out. I don't think we need to Oniro any of these. Do a flutter. I mean, we might get 2-0'd because of this. This play here makes me think he's not gonna all in. But I mean, all in Sigi is just like a way to win.
We finish them, then I finish you.
Yeah, we're getting 2-0'd here. That's tragic. Yep, here it comes. Or he's going to pull in the string, sees this, which we also get 2-0'd with. I mean, Sigi's just a loss. Pulling a strings is a loss. That's a spender. We need to, like, not play this just in case we get to use it on Flutter. Or to boost Flutter with next turn. But this should be Sigi. We should just lose. No. It's better. I guess to be fair, he hasn't played a single consistency card this entire game. Make that pulling the strings. I guess we're still... No, we're still dead. Actually, no, this is going to play for a decent amount. Now, this is the profit, and that's too much. Or the fee. This was our mistake. We shouldn't have Oniromancied that early in the round. It's on us. Didn't spend his last coins. That's weird. We should do this first. Okay. I mean, to be fair, he's only playing bronzes, so I guess we can win the round still. I really thought we were about to lose. He's only drawn 2 golds cards this entire game, though. Novigrad and Junior. It's weird. That actually gives us a shot here, then. Obviously, we're missing some power cards here. I don't think we have anything good to revive. Yeah, we don't. Let's put that back. Just don't be operator. Okay, it's fine. Obviously, we just Oniromancy that. I still think we lose to Sigi. We're going to play this range so we can set up a potential Golden Froth. I mean, he's just top decking. He's top decking out of 12 cards for Sigi. It's 5. More likely than not, he doesn't get it.
Now this is a night.
That's just for coins. Would love to play this ranged or melee for the bleeding, but we gotta take the
Not afraid. This'll
gotta take
only
this. Obviously, our Regis isn't getting any bigger. Alright, he did top deck it. GG.
Save your praise for others. I couldn't give a shit.
GG, he top decked it. To be fair, I thought we lost already anyway, so this doesn't matter.
My knights say like
Played King of Beggars, that's weird.
and immune.
See, I think like he's got to be just trolling us at this point. The only way this makes any sense is this has to be Collusion in his hand. In which case he's got Firesworn, 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 Salamander, Crown Splitter, Blind Eye. Our best option here is to just drain this, because these both spend coins, doesn't matter. We still lose to the Collusion. He's kind of been trolling on us thus far. What? Guess not. That was such a stupid game. How did we win that? White Maggot playing this. Alright, let's see if we can get a win against this Jackpot deck. This is like half the decks we've played this patch are this deck. The only way to beat this is we have to have Flighters round 1 so we can stop Madam. That being said, like they don't always draw it. That might be true, but every game we've played against, they have drawn Madam for the opener. This into this. We don't have Betsy, which makes this pretty poor. Well, never mind then. So no Operator is a little sad. No Neuromancy either. Have a Flutter. We have one. That's probably not going to cut it. Let me open with this anyway. With the Consume Madam Serenity if he plays it. Wait, actually, I'm thinking about this. I think this is the first time this season we haven't gone second against this deck. When they go first, it's obnoxious because Tiger's Eye into Serenity. I'm just thinking like how he can't actually play Serenity. This is the first time we've played this deck this patch and not gone second, which is nice. We want to go first against this. I didn't even consider that at all. Let's do this. It's gonna be hard to line up the Operator on the other Flutter, but we'll see what we can do. He's gonna save the Madam Serenity for round 2. The thing is, if he's doing that, we don't really have many cards to just drop. It'd be Truffle. We drop Truffle, then pull out the Highwayman. Let's do this first. Actually, if we do that, we want a turn of cooldown. I'll do this. He's not going to pass on 7. It's been really hard to do anything round 2. Oh, he does have her. He's just getting coins.
Nothing tickles my tits quite like a good secret.
Alright, so we have to Toad Prince. This can't be giving him coins. That can't be going on. Those first 2 turns there are really key, though. He might go for a Freak Show. I don't think he would, though, because it doesn't have the right coins. I actually could kill a Flighter. That'd be really bad.
mercy nor forgiveness.
He's got poisons. We do have a Purify.
Your blood smells.
We're just going to hope he has the one poison. Alright, looks like he's got more than one. He's going to have like 3. We have to play a big tempo card here because the poison's going to kill our Flutter. Then we lose a lot of points, and he has coins to spend. I played that range because I want to manually put bleeding on the cleric and kill it with Detlef. There should be for like Abomination or something. Failed Experiment. I always call this Abomination. And then we lose our tempo.
Have you made your offering?
We're running out of cards to play. So this one is definitely going to be a Mushy Truffle here. This is 6 base power.
You might have got away had you not been bawling so damn much.
I thought it would get hit there. We're still in danger, which is pretty sad. Nice. Alright. Before we tried to bleed the Captain Yago combo out round 2, and it didn't work because he didn't have the combo, otherwise we would have succeeded. So we can try again. Or we can go for... I don't think we win a long round against this, do we? We'd need Flutters. We don't have Flutters. I don't want this anymore. Even though we do with the Betsy. She's going to draw us a Caravan Vanguard if we need it. That makes this much more interesting. Can we win a long round against him? We're not going to win over 2-0 here, not with this hand. We need multiple Flutters, so I think we just pass. Theoretically, we should be better in the long round. As long as he doesn't have the short round combo, it's fine. By the way, how many buffs this deck got? 1? Got 2 buffs here. Got a buff on Siki, got a buff on Caesar. And this is what we played something like this before, just not with Siki and Caesar. There's an Operator. Don't have a good hand for it though. This combos with this. So does this though. That's what we want to see drawing. So Betsy doesn't draw anything, but her order's still pretty good. Order on this is good. Yeah, this is as good as the hand we're getting. Keeping this. Open with... Well, what's he going to open with? Candle. Gonna want to Heatwave Sigi. Pretty sure we just open with a Flutter here.
Satisfaction guaranteed.
Oh wait, we did an Operator. But he doesn't have a 6. For the Operator's in our hand, we forgot about that. This is still fine. It's still fine. These are all 4s, but That's fine, because we can set up the Plumard bondage by bringing one of these back. It's not great. For some reason I thought we'd played the operator already, but it's in our hand. So that was a misplay. We'll do this, this. Let's see, this. Okay. I'm gonna poison that. That's an interesting use of a poison. Now we'll do this. We should have done this first, because then we had the chance of killing the Flighter with bleeding and bringing it back. Obviously, now we know that. That's a Riptide target. This is a great Riptide. It's amazing. Do we use a leader charge here? We want to use one the turn this comes out. One the Betsy turn Betsy comes out, so we won't do it quite yet. This plays into a freak show. Didn't do it. Captain Yago, we just gotta remember, Captain Yago is like 50 points, as his last say. So we gotta get way ahead.
Knees are drowning in shite, but my head's in the clouds.
There's 36 coins, plus the Yago himself. It's 43. Well, I guess he spends 27 coins. Yago turns 9 into points. We have to get way far ahead. It's the Betsy turn. Oh, that's right. We do have those. I don't think... Betsy's going to replay whatever it is. Replay a Plumard from this. The dual Plumards is really good because we have multiple Flutters out. Is it better than Proto Flutter? No, because of bleeding on a turn, we wouldn't otherwise have it. So with these, though, I think these are actually better than this. We have the one already. I think those are actually better. Assuming Betsy doesn't die. If she dies, this is pretty sad. Like, there's a... I think there are more eels, though. No, he didn't yet. Okay. You just have to remember, there's still about 50 points on his last say. That's the scary thing. This should be big, though. Base power 5, that's a lot of points. More eels will kill one. So I'm not sure we're getting far enough ahead. There's the Sigi. That's a 10. He's setting up this Caesar. We heat wave that. No Caesar on that. That's too much value. Then we use one of these here. I think we're going to get far enough ahead. These Plumards are going to slam. A lot of points. If there's a Caesar, blocked that. Yeah, he's got, I think it's 27 coins and 9 points in the last play. He's not going to have it. Not sure what those coin spendings were about. But let's just, I mean, this is going to be insane. Boom, 10 more points on the Flutters. The Plumards are just scaling our Flutters so hard. Even the Yago is not going to be big enough here. This is just on the Flutter. Each Flutter is playing for ridiculous amount. Yep, there's the Moriels. Guess he doesn't even have Captain Yago. That's what happens when you only play one consistency card. Something our deck is all too familiar with. So we only play the one Heat Wave. Not Heat Wave, Oneiromancy. By the way, if he does have Yaga, we still win this, because we have the Regis. So that's the deck, guys. What do I think? I don't think it's the best vampire deck. As you saw, we had some issues with it today. If you're outside of Betsy, you don't have the best value on stuff like the Plumards or the Troubadours. The Troubadours were just more here. I think it's like a fun thing. I think you might not actually want them. Although they combo really well with One-Eyed Betsy. I think if you're going to play something like this, maybe you do. I also think for this kind of deck, it's completely fine just to like cut out a lot of the bonded stuff and just go with like the Plumards and maybe the Mushy Truffle, maybe a Betsy. The Caravan Vanguard and Highwayman, as much as I like the Caravan Vanguard, in the end, I put them in to have like a more consistent way to be triggering the bondeds to pull out the Highwayman. But if you want to run a second consistency card over the Highwayman or a second Incubus or something, that might be worth it a little more, right? Because we could save some provisions here by going no Vanguard, no Highwayman, no Highwayman. And then we got 15. We're almost to like a Decree. And then 2 4s if we cut something. Now obviously, Operator introduces inconsistencies as well. So I think that's just the thing, is we might have too many inconsistent packages with the 109 Neuromancy. So I think maybe like Operator gone, Incubus gone. Then we cut that out. That saves us a little bit inconsistency for maybe a little bit of raw power. And maybe we cut out Vanguards and the Highwaymen. Like this gives us 27 provisions to work with. Like a Roach would be really great. I wanted to put Roach in. 27. We could do 16 and then an 11. 4 4s, something like this. It's still not the most consistent thing, but it's more consistent than Devotion Vampires. But like pretty much every deck in the entire game is. But yeah. I think maybe something like this would work. You could go for a Decree. Decree, if you're going to do Operator, probably want the 2 consistency cards. But you could do this, go with the more engine approach, put in the Oriana. Obviously, we didn't have her. We were playing more of the bonded stuff there. Like Oriana. Go by the other vampires real quick here. What is her name? Verena. And obviously Alp is a good 5 instead of the we had before. Then you could do the Riders for consistency instead. Like do the Rider. Okay. If you do something like this, then you'll have more consistency from these, but you're missing out on the Bondeds and Highwaymen. But you have this. And then the upside here is you have another card in Oriana you can play for some good power. And you have the Alps, which have more bleeding synergies in the 5s instead of having more consistency. Maybe that's what we'll do. But we'll just revert back to the deck here for now. But yeah, overall, I really enjoy this deck. It's a lot of fun to play. I really wish it would be a little better. I think we may have not played it well today, which probably is true. But we tried to do our best. Just got back from being away for the weekend. This was supposed to come out last week, but I was traveling and I didn't have time to record it before I left. So we just got back. First thing we did is made this. Get it out to you guys. I think there's some optimizations we could make in here. I'm just not 100% what they should be. But you guys let me know what you think we would change in here. I think it's a really fun deck. When you get the moments with Plumards, like, while I was traveling, I did play a few games. And I got some Plumards and some Great Swords. And man, was that fun. But I think the bluff of Plumard's really interesting. I also think it's perfectly fine just to play in regular vampires without the Betsy stuff. But I thought it'd be really fun because we never played Solano Harpies because I was never really into that deck. I didn't think it was too interesting to play myself, even though it was very good. But I thought this would be a more fun way to do it. So you guys let me know what you think. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.